Hello everyone, welcome to Inspire Educare. Today I am going to discuss the other two methods to run a Python program and some basic terminologies which are required for Python programming. So here the third method to run a Python program is the IDE or text editor. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. There are various IDEs, but PyCharm is one of the most popular and useful text editor among them. It is recommended for developing large and complex programs. Now we will see one example in PyCharm how to create the Python program. Now over here I have opened PyCharm. Now I will write the same statement that I have written in other two methods, that is print hello world, and we will see the output whether it is same or not. Now after writing the statement, you have to just click over this green button, green arrow, and see over here you will get the output hello world. In this way IDE or a text editor works. The next method is the file manager system. This is the last method, and in this method the Python file can run by double clicking on its icon in a file manager. The file should be associated with .py or .pyw with program python.exe respectively. So now let's have a look what are identifiers in Python. Identifiers are also called as variables. These are the names which are used to identify a variable, function, module, class, or other objects. Now there are certain rules which are used or which should be followed to declare an identifier. The first one is a variable name must start with either an English letter or underscore. This English letter consists of both small case alphabets as well as uppercase alphabets. Second, a variable name cannot start with a number. Means you cannot start any variable name with a number. You can use a number in the variable name, but it should be in between or at the end of the name. It cannot start. Third, special characters are not allowed in the variable name. Now here the special characters are not allowed, like @ hashtag, percentage sign, asterisk symbol. These type of special characters are not allowed except underscore symbol. Fourth, variable's name is case sensitive. Means uppercase variable name as well as lowercase variable name, both are treated differently. Now let's see the examples of identifiers, which one are valid identifiers and which one are invalid identifiers. Over here num1, we can use a digit in variable name, therefore this is a valid one. But over here as you will compare, I have written one num. This means the variable name is starting with a number, a digit. So this is an invalid identifier. Second one is var underscore new. This is a valid identifier as you are using underscore as a special symbol. But over here you are using @. It is var @new. This is invalid because @ symbol is not allowed while declaring an identifier. Third one, invalid, is XYZ. It is a valid one. But when we see in invalid, it is while. While is a keyword. Here n is capital and other letters or characters are in small. So this is a valid identifier as a combination of both uppercase and lowercase alphabets. In invalid identifiers, I have written 45 name. Again it is invalid. Why? Because it's starting with a digit. Last valid identifier I have written is name. In Python, literals are of following types. First one is numeric literals. So what is a numeric literal? Numeric literal are immutable. Immutable means their values cannot be changed once assigned. Numeric literals can belong to following four different numerical types. First one is int. Int means this can be a number without any fractional part. For example, 100. 100 is an integer value without any fractional part. So in integer, you can have any number, both positive as well as negative. The second one is long. Long is an integer, but it has unlimited size. As over here, you can see in the example I have written 87304568L. The digit ends with capital L. Over here, next one is float. Float are the real numbers with both integer as well as fractional part. For example, I have written over here 45.6. The last one is complex. It is in the form of a plus bj, where our a is a real part and b is an imaginary part. For example, 2 plus 3j. The next one is Boolean literals. You know what are the Boolean values? It consists of true and false. Similarly, Boolean literals have two values, true or false. In Python, the true is assigned as 1 and false is assigned as 0. The third one is the string literals. So what is a string literal? String literal is sequence of characters surrounded by quotes, and these quotes can be both single, double or even triple quotes, and a character literal or double quotes. So we'll see its example in PyCharm. I've written a program for string literals. Over here you can see I have assigned value. This is Python inside str1, C inside str2, and inside multi underscore str I have assigned the value. This is multi-line string. You can observe in str1 it is a sequence of character which is enclosed inside double quotes. str2 consists of only a single character, that is C, and it is also inside double quotes. Multi underscore str I have written this inside triple quotes, and you can see that the string is in different lines. It means it is a multi-line string. Over here, now I have printed str1, str2 and multi underscore str. When I will run the program, see I got the output. This is Python for str1. For the 7th statement, print str2, I got C as the output. And for the 8th statement, print multi underscore str, I got the output. This is multi-line string as I had written over here. Now, the fourth type is special literals. The Python consists of a special literal, that is none. None is one special literal and we use to specify that field has not been created. Now for example, I will declare a variable val1 having value 10. Now I will declare a variable val2. But recently I don't want to give any value to val2. So I will use that special literal as none. None means no value is assigned to this val2. And then I will print both val1 as well as I will print val2. Now on running the program, I got the output as for val1 10 and for val2 I got none. In this way, special literal works. Now the last literal is literal collections. It is collection of certain literals like list literal, tuple literal, dictionary literal and set literal. We will see its example in PyCharm window. So over here I have written a program to display the literal collection. In the first statement I have written fruits equal to apple, mango, orange. This is a syntax of list. We will see what is list in other videos, but for the meantime you just remember this is a list. In the second statement I have written number equal to 1, 2, 3 and this is the syntax of tuple. In the third statement I have written alphabets equal to A colon apple, comma B, colon ball. This is a syntax of dictionary. In the fourth statement, I have written vowels equal to A, E, I, O, U inside curly brackets, and this is the syntax of set. Now I have printed fruits, number, alphabets and vowels. Now when we will run this program, you will get the output as the same what we had stored inside these particular variables. Like first apple, mango, orange, 1, 2, 3, A colon apple, B colon ball, and in the last A, E, I, O, U, they are present. The output is given as A, E, I, O, U only, but this is not an ordered one. This is in an unordered method, and we will see why this happened in other videos. In this way, the literal collection works. Thanks for watching.